When parts of your body hurt, you go get them fixed. When teeth hurt, you go to the dentist. When you have to get teeth pulled, that's a different story. You have to get a shot or gas. After that, you have to endure the bad-tasting cloth. However, the most horrible part is all the blood. When you've never gotten a tooth pulled before, these are the things that intimidate most people. The first time I got a tooth pulled, I was terrified. The dentist was a little frightening too, so he didn't help at all. As I was walking into the office, he welcomed me with a smile on his face. That somehow made me even more scared. I sat down into the big red plush chair in the corner while he explained to my mother about the procedure. Hearing everything that was going to happen, I started to become terrified. After a few minutes, I realized I was gripping onto the chair. I then knew how afraid I truly was. Then, the dentist called my name. As I walked into the room where all the painful mouth-related things were, I broke out into a cold sweat. The dentist told me to take a seat and he would show me a video explaining what would happen. After that, he started doing all the beforehand procedures. Cleaning, x-raying, and checking. When all that was out of the way, he prepared to give me 3 shots, one on the right, one on the left, and one in the middle of my mouth. I begged my mother to come and hold my hand, and she did. When she came over, I wasn't so afraid anymore. As the dentist started towards my mouth, I squeezed my mother's hand. After 3 painful stings to the inside of my mouth, I started to feel a numbing. The dentist instructed me to tell him when I could not feel my mouth completely. After about 5 minutes, I could no longer feel anything near my teeth or tongue. As I told him that, he started to reach for a tool that looked a lot like pliers. He asked if I was ready, and I nodded quickly, and he proceeded. He lifted his elbow and went into the back of my mouth to get a firm grip on the tooth that needed to be extracted. The dentist then pulled and tugged. This continued for what seemed like forever. After a few minutes, he made a grunting noise and pulled away from my mouth with a tooth in the pliers. Everyone smiled and laughed. After the tooth was out and he got me cleaned up, the dentist put a piece of cloth in my mouth, explaining to me that this cloth had gauze on it and it would help stop the bleeding. My mother signed some papers and we left the dentist's office. When we got in the car and she asked me how I felt, I replied, I can feel my mouth again and it's killing me. But it's awesome that I did that without crying. She laughed and took me to eat ice cream. The one thing this experience taught me was that everything is not as scary as it seems. I went to the office thinking I was going to die, but in reality, I overcame it and succeeded. If I ever have to get another tooth pulled, I will not be afraid, because I already know how it feels.